So let's just jump right in. Have you ever gotten to the end of the day and just felt completely wiped out? From trying to win everyone's approval, or from hiding the parts of yourself that feel a little different, just trying to fit in. It is so exhausting. And worse, over time, we kind of lose sight of who we even are.
Just think about that for a second. This question comes from the philosopher Lao Tzu from like 2,500 years ago, and it still hits hard today, doesn't it? The second we decide our self-worth is based on what someone else thinks, well, we've just handed them the keys to our own freedom. We've made ourselves a prisoner.
It's basically a full-time job we never even signed up for. You know the drill. Rehearsing conversations in your head, second-guessing every little decision, always feeling like you're on stage. And that constant pressure, it just wears you down. It disconnects you from your own gut feeling. But you know what? There is a way out.
And that way out comes from Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism. He taught that life has this natural, kind of effortless flow to it. He called it the Tao, which just means the way. In his whole philosophy, it isn't about adding more rules, it's about peeling back all those layers of expectations to find what's actually real underneath.
So the big question is, how do we take this ancient wisdom and make it actually work for us, right here, right now? Well, we're going to turn it into a super practical 30-day challenge. This isn't just a list of nice ideas, it's a real action plan to help you stop looking for approval and start building genuine, lasting confidence from the inside out. So you ready? First things first, let's get clear on this whole Tao thing. It's not some mystical, out there concept. It's actually really simple. The Tao is, well, it's your way, your unique path. It's the life that starts to unfold when you stop trying so hard to be what everyone else wants, and you finally start listening to yourself.
All right, let's kick off week 1. For the next 7 days, our one and only focus is on building a brand new foundation. Think of it like you're relearning how to tune into that inner radio station we've been ignoring for way too long. This first step, it's absolutely crucial. So here's our focus. I love this metaphor of a tree, right? A tree doesn't bend itself into some weird shape to impress the other trees. It just grows. It follows its own nature. That's what we're aiming for. And to do that, we have to stop handing other people the remote control to our feelings. This week is all about taking back that control and listening to our own inner voice. And here it is, your one simple but incredibly powerful task for all of week 1. Before you say yes to that plan, before you pick out your clothes, before you give your opinion, just pause, take one breath, and ask yourself this one question. Does this feel right for me? Not for them, not for how it'll look, but for you. That's it. Just ask the question and notice what comes up. Okay, great. So after a week of just listening, we're ready to get into the real heart of the challenge. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to build the daily habits that make this whole inner reliance thing feel like your new normal. This is where the magic really happens. Not in some huge dramatic shift, but in the small things we do consistently day after day. So every day, you'll be focusing on these 3 simple practices. First, we're going to learn to act with the flow of life, not fight against it. Second, we're going to build some self-awareness through reflection. And third, we'll find some much-needed clarity by just returning to stillness. Let's break them down one by one. Our first practice is a concept called Wu Wei, which means effortless action. And the sailing analogy is just perfect. Think about it. You can't fight the wind, right? You'll just get exhausted and go nowhere. But if you adjust your sails, you can work with the wind to move forward smoothly. So much of our stress comes from trying to fight the wind in our lives. So ask yourself, where am I fighting the wind? And where can I just adjust my sails? The second daily practice is reflection. It's so simple, you can't change what you don't even notice. So awareness is everything. All you have to do is, at the end of the day, take 5 minutes, maybe a quiet walk, maybe just sit by a window. The key here is this isn't about judging yourself at all. It's just about observing. And here's the question to guide that reflection. Ask yourself, if absolutely no one were watching, what would I still choose to do? This question is amazing because it helps you spot those little moments where maybe you held back your real opinion or you laughed at a joke you didn't think was funny. The more you notice, the easier it becomes to grab that steering wheel back. And your final daily practice is just stillness. Life is constantly stirring up the mud. Other people's opinions, the latest trends, their judgments, it's all just mud in the water. By taking just a few minutes to sit quietly, to just breathe, you let all that mud settle to the bottom. And underneath it all, that's where you find the calm, clear version of you.
All right, now for our final week. We've built the foundation, we've got the daily habits down. Week 4 is all about locking in the mindset that makes all of this stick for good. This is about truly shifting how you see yourself in the world. I mean, just look at this comparison. The old way, the approval trap, is this frantic, exhausting mission to control something you can never, ever control, other people's minds. The Taoist way, it's just radical acceptance. You can't control what people think, any more than a sailor can control the wind. You just accept it. The moment you truly get that, you're free.
So, for this last week, we're going to consciously practice these shifts. First, stop living life like you're performing for some invisible audience. Second, let go of that need to constantly protect your reputation. And finally, and this is a big one, learn to find the joy in the action itself, not in whatever praise you might get for it.
And this brings us right back to that beautiful idea of the tree. A tree doesn't bloom in the spring hoping the other trees will notice and give it a round of applause. It blooms because that's its nature. That's its Tao. When you can create, or work, or just speak from that same place, you're tapping into your most authentic self.
So after these 30 days, what's the big reward? What do you get? Well, it's not about becoming some robot who's immune to what others think. It's about becoming so anchored in who you are that other people's opinions just feel like weather passing by. The reward is this deep, unshakable feeling of inner freedom.
This quote from Lao Tzu just says it all, doesn't it? The clarity we're all looking for, it's not out there in someone else's approval. It's right here, inside us, just waiting for the mud of all that outside noise to settle. That stillness is what reveals the clear water that was there the whole time. And really, this is what it all boils down to. When you find joy in the act of doing something, the process of creating, the work itself, your happiness stops being this fragile little thing that someone else holds in their hands. It can't be taken away from you because it was never given to you by anyone else in the first place. By following your own way, practicing that effortless action, and acting from your own nature, you stop being a prisoner to what other people think. You are finally, truly free to just live under your own clear sky. So the only question left is, are you ready to begin?